market update and NASDAQ price action, starting off with this crucial level of support that I am personally going to be ringing the alarm bells right when we break below this level. You're looking at roughly 13.7K down to about roughly 13.6K. I know that's a big range there, but for the NASDAQ, that is what you're going to want to watch. And guys, okay, let's be honest here. Can we just be honest for a second? Screw the Dow Jones and S&P 500. All we want is the NASDAQ to go up. Screw the other two indices. We want the tech stocks to go up. We want the tech stocks to do well. Screw everything else. The recovery stocks, the banks, the restaurants, cake, they can burn. They can burn. We want microvision. We want tendies, right? We want tendies short term. But anyways, guys, what I would love, we're going to get on why we're going to get to why this happened and everything, and how much of the technicals actually matter based on when at the same time we have a tax plan that is literally deciding the fate of the market right now. Biden's tax scare. Biden freaking just had to increase taxes and take away our amazing day. Everything was doing so good, and then Biden, I'm going to increase taxes, take away more jobs, right? Whatever. Anyways, I'm not saying that whether that's bad. We're going to get into whether I think that's good or bad for the market in the fundamental section. But for short term for the market, from a technical standpoint, right? It's not actually we're not looking too bad for the NASDAQ. I want to look at a couple of different indicators. The moving averages on the daily here. We are going to have the three small moving averages coming up, acting as support, coinciding with these three levels of support. So if we were to see a drawback, right, tomorrow's going to be a red day, right? It's going to be a bloody day tomorrow, Friday freak out, right? Which I'm expecting it could definitely be, or it could be a rally. Either one, whatever it's going to be, we are going to have some support here. These moving averages are going to boost the price action up a little bit more, but more importantly, I want to look at the daily Supertrend and the 4-hourly Supertrend. So we have everything's bullish here. But as you can see here, we've gotten our run, and typically when you have a run this long, like 10, 15 dots here for the parabolic SAR, that is typically when you're likely to see a switch, right? If we just look in the past, you don't get too many runs without a switch to bearish, at least for a temporary, a very short, brief switch. That doesn't happen very often when you have more than 10 parabolic SARs already done, right? If that makes sense, right? I'm counting each of these as one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Also, I want to look at the 4-hourly. This is interesting right here, and this is very scary, actually. This is the scariest indicator that I am worried about. On the 4-hourly, we do have that bearish flip on both the Supertrend and the parabolic stop and reverse indicators. This is very bearish, but we held this support level very nicely, and that is with a headwind today. And it is the market sentiment right now for me, I think it's really bullish for a lot of reasons, especially for small caps. I think small caps have a long way to go and a lot of room left to keep pushing. But this is a bad indicator. If we break below this is going to turn really ugly, man. We may see a quick, and I don't want to scare you guys right now. I'm not calling this, but I'm saying if we break these levels right here, we could get margins selling off, people freaking out about small caps. Everyone's just like, no, man, I'm not doing small caps. I'm not having another small cap crash. I'm selling. They see the indicators. They see everything flipping bearish. Right when we hit this level, we could go super carnage mode and come all the way back down. Literally, we could do this tomorrow. I don't think we're going to do it tomorrow, but we literally could, and come all the way down to $12,000 and for $12,400 all the way down there. But what I am expecting more like here, that's the worst case. That's the bear case. But the likely bear case, okay, a likely case is this. I think let's just say, assuming that the tax plan that Biden is going to have, let's say he unveils the details next week and it's really bad, right? It's what we fear. It's there's extra added taxes in that we didn't even account for. The spending bill is horrible, right? They're increasing their wages, like they always do. Stupid stuff like that. But anyways, let's assume the worst. I think what is likely to happen is you're likely to see some trading sideways in between these two levels, and then right when that gets released, right, obviously quick bounce, quick fall, and then it's going to be slow bleeding until we come all the way down and test this ascending level. Whether we hit it, in 30 days or 10 days, I think this area was more likely, right? So $12,500, that is the price target if that scenario were to come to fruition. But for me, I think the market that we are in right now is very, very hot right now, and I think a lot of investors want to keep going with it. I think small caps still have a lot of room left to go. Those are going to help prop the markets up a little bit potentially. Also, looking at the middle Bollinger Band on the daily, this is very bullish. So we have that 4-hourly candles. We have the Supertrend and the parabolic SAR. Those are both bearish, but this is not necessarily bullish, but it is bullish because if you have eyes and you could read this chart, it's pretty simple. We have that middle Bollinger Band creeping up on the daily. The daily middle Bollinger Band is going to be in a very significant level, right? Just look in the past, okay? Look in the past right here on this uptrend. uptrend right here, we started skyrocketing, it would come back to that middle Bollinger Band, test it, go higher, test the top one, come back, right? This is why I love the Bollinger Bands, the middle Bollinger Band, especially that middle Bollinger Band at tomorrow, that's going to be up to 13.7K, I guarantee you, or at least really close to it. So if we were to dip to 13.7K, if we don't get a bounce off that, that is your time to start ringing the alarm bells and start panicking and start maybe potentially, if you're a long-term investor, I'm not trying to scare you guys, but short-term, yes, we could be seeing some carnage if we break this level roughly, but we are going to have that middle Bollinger Band coming in as support. That is going to be a significant line to watch. It is right now trading at 13.65K. Talking a little bit about the relative strength index and the MACD, we are looking at 54 on the RSI, so we're really not that overbought, although it seems like we should be way more overbought. I don't really know how we are not, honestly, but we're basically neutral, so that is bullish as heck. I mean, it's not like we're oversold, like, oh, this is a great entry point, but it's not like, hey, this is really overextended. No, neither of those. We're overbought. We're not overbought or oversold. But taking a look at the MACD here, we are about to get that bearish flip, bearish crossover. The signal line is about to cross above the MACD line, that orange line. That is going to represent some bearish momentum for the stock. That is something to watch out for. But guys, the daily MACD, let's be honest, Kate, the MACD is a little bit delayed. If this was more reactive, like the 4-hourly, it would have crossed right here. But no, it's late a little bit. But nonetheless, that is something to keep in mind. Taking a look at the weekly to make sure I did not forget anything. I don't think there are any other really crazy indicators. Kate, we're still in bullish territory right there. Okay. Take a look at this. On the weekly, this is interesting. Take a look at this. On the weekly, the parabolic star we did just get 2 weeks ago on the 16th. Okay, not 2 weeks ago. On the 16th of April, 8 days ago, roughly 6 days ago, we had that flip, that bullish flip for the parabolic stars, and obviously we are still in bullish territory with the Supertrend. Take a look at the exponential moving averages. Okay, nothing there. RSI on the weekly, we are still pretty overextended. So these are just things to keep in mind. So yeah, there's nothing crazy there for price action. So just to recap, if you're going to take one thing away from this, take this away. These are your crucial levels of support: 13.6K up to 13.78K, roughly, right? 13,700 down to 13,600 flat. That is roughly the support levels that you're going to watch. If the NASDAQ goes below that, it could get ugly really quick, especially considering some other things that we were about to go over. Market chatter: Biden to propose almost doubling capital gains tax. Now, I think there's a little bit of an overreaction here, but I have read a little bit, and we're going to go over on a lot of other thoughts that we are going to be able to extrapolate some important information on. This is why Reddit is so awesome, and seeing what other smart people, okay, these are just random people on the internet. I'm just a random idiot on the internet, right? But it's important to get other people's thoughts, so you are not just in the dark with your own little opinion, right? You could be in a bubble. So we have known that Biden is going to do these taxes for a long time. We didn't know exactly when it was going to be or what it was going to be. We didn't know it was going to be doubling capital gains, right? No idea that was going to happen. At least I did not. But we have known he's going to try to increase taxes. Okay, this is what this man does. He increases taxes. He does the regulation, right? He likes a lot of government, right? That's what his kind of people want to do. So this is following in line with that sort of stuff. So Biden administration will propose to increase the capital gains tax to 39.6%, combined with an existing tax, may push federal rates about 43% capital gains. Remember what capital gains is? This is not income tax. This is investment tax primarily, right? This 39.6% rate, it only applies to individuals making $1 million or more on that capital gains, right? On that investment, whatever it is, and is almost double the current 20% tax according to the report. Okay, so my thoughts on this is that, yeah, this is pretty big. But if anything, guys, there's a couple different interesting situations that could unfold from this. Number one, there are tax benefits, and I'm not super expert on the tax benefits that you get if you hold over a year or 5 years or 3 years, whatever. I do know there's some substantial tax benefits if you hold stocks for more than 1 year. So if anything, this is just going to make more institutions and hedges want to hold stocks longer. Potentially, that's one extrapolation and conclusion that you can draw from this. And that is absolutely plausible, not necessarily going to happen, right? It's not necessarily indicative. This could just mean people are going to sell out quicker, and they want to go to something else, right? They want to go to something that they're not going to have to pay capital gains on, which is not going to be found in the stock market, obviously. But taking a look at the Reddit here. It's really not that complicated. So if you didn't understand any of this and you don't even know what capital gains is, right? Okay, just look that up on your own. I'm not going to explain that. Okay, it's really not that complicated. In simple terms, today, the way that long-term capital gains works is if your taxable income is less than 40K, you have nothing. Okay, the only thing that is new here, it's not to this. Okay, you have to make more than $1 million for this capital gains thing to apply to you. So the proposal is to add another bracket. So if your taxable income is more than 1 million, your capital gains is going to be 40%, or I guess federally, for 43.6%. This is obviously bad, right? More taxes, rich people, they're not going to be able to create as many jobs, less jobs for the economy, right? I'm not telling you this is a bad policy. I'm just telling you factually, the rich and people with money and businesses, they create jobs. They obviously they push stocks higher, they push stocks low, right? Shorts. These are the whales, right? The people making $1 million regularly on capital gains. These guys, they're not going to be able to make as many jobs now for the economy. They're not going to be able to have as much money to invest into their businesses, reinvest in their businesses, right? Okay, you guys know all this stuff already. My thoughts on this, I want to go up here a little bit right here because this is kind of exactly, okay, here, I can't be the only one to think this is a huge overreaction, right? My thoughts is this. It's got to be an overreaction a little bit to a little bit of an extent because we already knew some sort of tax increase was coming. It's like, oh, wow, tax increase is coming. All right. I think these are the traders potentially these are just the short-term people, which is everyone nowadays, right? Everyone's trading and making money nowadays, it seems like, although not really. There's so many fake gurus on YouTube, honestly, but everyone seems to be making money, I guess I should say, because they only post the gains and never show the losses. Unlike me, I show you literally my whole portfolio, right? That's just what I do, man. Anyways, these are short-term traders getting out. I think there's a lot of different implications on this. We're just going to have to see the details, but I know there's a lot there in that little rant, but definitely going to throw momentum off this person thinks. I think the only worry here is there are over-leveraged funds with too much risk exposure. It won't take too much to bring them down. That is the risk, my friends. That is why I'm saying, you may be wondering, what is the synthesis kind of besides this support thing right here? It's kind of weird. Well, another thing to it, besides what I've already said in the technical part, once we break this, man, the hedge funds are going to have to reduce some of their positions to avoid margin calls. And that's a domino effect, man. That has a domino effect all the way to us retail investors. We have to do the same thing. If you have a lot of margin, right? Like me, I have a fair amount of margin, right? Look at that, Kay. That's a ton of margin right now. So that is something to keep in mind. If we start to see a little bit of a sell-off, not like 1%, not like 2%, I mean, maybe 2%, 1%, not really. If we saw a 5% sell-off in the NASDAQ, though, that is going to be worrisome time, or it could be dip buying time. You just never know for sure. But keep this in mind. My guess is we'll have a big bounce in the morning. Okay, volatile. Here. This is the comment that's important. Definitely be volatile until Biden releases the tax plan. That is right, my friends. And don't believe this because this is just some random Reddit. Just believe it because it makes sense. Look at what they're saying because of the content of it, what they're saying, not because the person saying it. Obviously, you guys know this. I've taught you well. My own Padawans. So that is what we're looking at as far as the tax plan. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I've seen a lot of people complaining that, hey, we got May coming up, man, and I don't really understand it, because this is the one thing that I love to look at that no one else cares about, and I'm bringing this to your attention because it's an awesome indicator. The average monthly S&P 500 stock market returns, right, 1980 to 2019. May is, what is this? Fourth best month for the stock market, and everyone's freaking out like, yeah, okay, maybe there's going to be some bad things coming in, right? Of course, we got economic indicators that we're going to go over, right? There's potential bad things coming, but there's always potential bad things coming, right? So I don't really know. But let me know if you're a bear and you're thinking May is going to be awful. If you think if you got a synthesis on why yields are going to go way up again, let me know. We're not getting into the yields right now. I can do a video on that if y'all want. But this is bullish. Okay, nonetheless, when we get closer to June and when we get closer to August, especially at the end of July, that is your sell signal according to this chart right here. And of course, this doesn't mean just don't trade in here. No, these can still be great months. Remember, this is just in the aggregate. It's the average monthly S&P 500 returns, not always, of course. Economic calendar for tomorrow, we have the PMI. We have another PMI, and then we have home sales. Okay, so this is literally nothing at all, nothing important in my mind, at least nothing groundbreaking. Next week, though, let's take a look. Do we have PLL next week? Okay, we do. Yeah, we have PLL. Brace yourself, boys. We got Jerome Powell, the man, the myth, the legend, the one that holds the markets in his hands and holds it up or throws it down and enjoys his short position profits. So we'll see what he says. That is going to be a market scare. We got that plus the I don't know when it's technically going to be, but the tax details for this plan, I don't know when it's going to be. Let me know, comment below if you know when he's going to unveil the comments for it, or the details for it. But that could be coming next week alone. So pair this with the bad Jerome Powell meeting. And then prior to that, we see a sell-off tomorrow that goes right below, we end the day 13.5, 13.6. Things could be getting really ugly. What am I doing with my portfolio right now? I'm not really ready for a sell-off right now. And also, Microvision's running after hours. Wow, that's insane. I did not even realize that. They are running right now. But anyways, I am looking to transition more into Mora, especially that they're bleeding after hours. Yes. This is exactly what I want. I might have to. Let's do a live trade right now. Okay, live. I guess live. Okay, let's just put in a small buy order. Okay, I'm trying to average in a little bit. Okay, boom. There we go. Just placed an order. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Anyways, yeah, what am I doing? I'm not freaking out about this. I'm getting prepared. I'm getting more and more. I'm going to be getting more. I'm going to be buying some straight Bitcoin as well. But I'm more of a Mara believer than I am of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is not as volatile as Mara. Believe it or not, Mara is like 3 times the volatility. Okay. Anyways, I would not be super. Just take what I'm saying. You decide what's best for you. I've told you what I'm doing. You know my portfolio. Okay, I've got not that much buying power right now. We'll see what I do tomorrow and in the after hours today. You can see my BIOL Nano video that we're going to do with current positions. There they are. Relevant information in regards to title is finished now. Live stream is tomorrow. I check the community tab on my channel, right? This is how you do the community tab. Let's showcase it real quick to the sweet channel. Community tab, boom, there you go. Okay, I'm the only one that's liked it so far. No one knows it. Oh my gosh, no. This is this live stream here. Yeah, man. First like, let's go, man. One like. Live stream tomorrow is 12 o'clock Central Time. Webull, check out the Webull link, man. Webull is the best broker. Check cards for all videos published today. This is going to be like one of my biggest quantity of video days ever. Watch out for the ads at the end after the videos, merch description, check that all out. Anyways, thank y'all so much. This is not financial advice. I will see y'all in the next one.